Hello there. This is Alex Walton with interviews with Mr. Craig Davis. You can see him right there. Say hi.
Hey guys, how you doing out there?
He says hi. Alright, we're going to be talking to him about this whole Russian roulette thing, this whole episodage of little videos. Alright, Craig Davis. Now, Craig, what made you pick this role, with this Russian role, I guess? What?
Well, you know, there was a lot of pressure on me for a while because I haven't been in a movie for so long, and you know, I just felt that it'd be a good time to kind of put myself out there, you know, make myself known, because I feel I'm a little underrated of an actor, and I feel I can, you know, go out into the field and kind of just improvise on the dot, and I felt, you know, having to develop a Russian accent and, you know, getting to be able to just learn their dialect, to be able to learn some of their words that they know use on common basis, and kind of feel almost what it's like to be in the Russian mafia. You know, it seems like a pretty cool thing to discover. So I guess my interest, my curiosity, and my interest of improvising on the spot, and it's what I love doing. So.
Well, that's very nice. Okay, next question. So, Craig, how do you pull off this Russian accent?
Well, it all started about 2 months ago when I was watching a few movies, Russian movies, and basically all of them speaking completely in Russian and just subtitles. So I tried to pick up a few words here and there, writing them down on a piece of paper, you know, just trying to get a few of their simple words out, like, you know, Dobry вечер means good evening in Russian, and just trying to pick up a few words here and there and just figuring out their simple dialect. And then taking it from there, trying to develop their accent of how they say their words, and then, you know, the rolling of R's, so like they roll a lot. So, you know, taking that in their language and applying that to the English R's.
Right.
And how they say their A's and their E's is a little different than us here. So just kind of really paying attention to how they spoke in their language and kind of applying that to the English language really seemed to help me out in translating that and making it sound like I was actually from Russia.
Well, that's very nice. All right, Craig. Now, another thing. Did you have a lot of fun doing this, or and would you do more? Is a big question.
Well, you know, I'd love to do more, and I love playing a bad guy because, you know.
And why is that?
Well, I guess in real life, you know, I mean, it's nice to be a good guy in real life, you know, help out people. But in a fantasy world, sometimes people want to be bad guys. Like when I play video games, people like to be, you know, in World War II games, they want to be Germans. They want to see what it's like to be another side. So I guess being on another side to see what they go through and to see what they experience, it's interesting, you know, to see what that side of the world is and see it from their viewpoint. And it's just, again, it's my curiosity, and I love doing it. And I'd love to definitely do more if there's any more that will be invented or made. So possibly I get into it more and see where it goes from there. Possibly get my movie future going.
All right, Craig. Another thing. When you're acting, the feelings that you feel are they? Do you go back to certain situations and certain times in your life, and how does that help you?
Well, of course. I mean, you know, if you want to get angry in a movie, you really have to think back to a very disappointing time in your life and reflect on that a lot, and actually take the anger that's really inside you and bring it out in your acting, and just telling yourself that, you know, this is a safe way to release my anger that I've had in me for so long. Why not take it out in acting and make it seem real when somewhat it is? Because acting isn't really reading lines. It's about saying things and meaning something else.
It's the feeling.
And it's the vibe that you let off when you're acting. And you know, I guess depending on the situation, you think of that same situation in your life. Not the same situation. Of course, I've never had any drug deals in my life, but it's one of the situations that kind of relate to that. The feelings of anger, frustration, depression, and of course, deceit, which is a big theme in this movie, is that you can't really trust anyone.
Right.
So, you know, I guess that's how I do it.
That's how you do it, Craig? That's how you do it.
This is how I do.
That's how you do? That's how you do?
That's how I do.
Okay. Now about your coworkers.
Uh-huh.
What do you feel about working with them, and would you work with them more? Is what I'm saying.
You know, I really do like my like the cameraman and especially one of the guys in the audio crew. He's actually a really silly guy. He likes when we were in post production with the movie, he would always be screwing around with my voice throughout the movie because he can do a lot of different crazy stuff, actions with it. And I actually did go to college for that audio production, it was called. And we actually learned how to do a little tweaks with that in Final Cut.
Now, what kind of tweaks are we talking about?
You know, making your voice have an echo, making your voice sound like it's like a robot or something like that, and screwing with the picture a lot, making it look really different. Because you can change the color tone, you could change, you know, whether your character looks normal or it looks like a cartoon drawing. And it's very interesting. And, you know, everybody really gets along on the set. Everybody laughs every day when you come in on the set. And then once you start filming, it really does get serious, and it's down to work, and you have to do your job. And then right when the scene's over, you know, everyone just goes back to being normal. And,
joking and stuff.
yeah, and you just chill and just talk to people.
Now, I'm sure with all the seriousness, there's a lot of bloopers, and I bet you the bloopers are extremely funny because of the true seriousness of the films.
There is a lot of bloopers, especially in the scene with when. Well, the thing is, what I like about this movie is that there's no names. Nobody will ever know your name.
There was one name.
There was
in
a
the
name.
first one.
Yeah.
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown, yeah. That was a name, but well, I'm glad he caught that. I even forgot. I've just been working on this movie for so long. But, you know, we don't want to have too many names because we want people to think of a name for them.
Right, yes.
Letting people's imaginations flow, excuse me, is a great way to film a movie. And that's what I like about this director, is that he lets your imagination go and just think of names and think of where they are, because they never list where they are. You know, in every movie they tell you where they are, and in every movie they have to have a name for anyone. Well, this is so different because they don't tell you where you are. They don't tell you the names. In the credits they'll tell you where it's filmed, but you know, in the movie it's not going to tell you where the plot's supposed to take place.
Yep.
All you know is what's going on, and I think that's a great way to view a movie, because then, you know, like I said, your imagination goes, and everybody has a strong imagination, and I guess it makes this movie 100 times more enjoyable.
And there's not a lot of movies like this.
There isn't.
No.
You don't really see many movies like this, especially independent movies. You can kind of tell where it's filmed, but this one, I mean, we kind of filmed it in a lot of environments that are found throughout the world, so that you get really confused and have to actually think exactly where that would be, and you'd have to observe, you know, the scenery, and you have to observe the plant life even to even, you know, suspect where they are. And that's what's really cool about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's out there. It really is, and it's really cool to be working on a set with these guys.
Now, Craig, the ladies out there want to know: you taking? Single? Not looking? What's up?
I am single, and I'm not sure if I'm looking or not right now.
Just whatever pops up?
Whatever pops up, I'll start talking. I'm a social guy. You know, I have no problem with it. I see no problem with talking to me. We're talking to anybody else, and I guess a lot of people are scared off by me because walk up, hey, how you doing? And it just kind of, whoa, you know, freaks them out. And people see me in movies, and I'm always a bad guy in a movie. So, you know, when kids see me, it's really funny because kids will actually be a little scared of me because I guess how good I act. They actually think I'm like that in real life.
Now that you said that,